So when I fucking wake up, the first thing I need to do, I need to make sure I do 50 push-ups. Then after them 50 push-ups, gotta make sure I read something. And I mean 3 light pages, and in those pages, I need to make sure I understand. I don't understand, I'm gonna stick to those pages until I understand this shit. So I mean, read a page over and over because it's full with that type. I mean, be reading philosophy. I'm bugging. I'm talking too much. I ain't gonna lie, push-ups like money, but at this point, it's like it's about doing it right. Gotta make sure my arms is under. Got a long ass neck, and I gotta feel in my upper chest. Gotta make sure your whole body activated. That's 8. That's 10. 12. 8. 9. 1. That chest burning. Nigga, got 10 more. 6 more. 4. Then we come over here. You see the body. The mind's stimulated too, but it's really directed towards the body. Energy getting directed towards the body. What I do is read my little, whatever I left over yesterday. We had light. I skipped off. I learned about how more or less Las Vegas was the starting point of like the change of advertising your business in a new manner, like with light and designs, more or less light or projecting light in a structure that was more or less, let's say light, like this right here. Someone was selling light bulbs, and this was just the sign. More or less, they create this sign, but more or less make it like a light bulb. But for them to do that, they needed to find out the type of substance that can hold the current, the electricity that be thrown inside the light bulb. They went through a lot of shit. I think they used some bamboo. I think they don't use bamboo, but they realized bamboo was a good option. But then also they had to figure out a certain gas that they can project or put inside this light bulb or whatnot. And they figured out neon. Neon's a rare gas that's in the air. You breathed it in, but not a lot. But he realized, damn, what was his name? No, his last name. No, Smith. Piazzi Smith. That Piazzi is middle, Smith is his last. Piazzi Smith, he was a Scottish astronomer who was fascinated in astronomy, but I think he fascinated about something about Egypt, how Egypt had the Ark of Covenant was connected with biblical shit and whatnot, so he went over there to take photos and whatnot, but he had to figure out how to create light. So he used magnesium and gunpowder. That wasn't the first option he used, but that was just the option he used that worked. Until people started using potassium and gunpowder. Until gradually, the neon, because neon is not a typical incident, like, it's a colorful light. I think that's exactly what it is. Damn, what was his name who came up? I'm trying to think off the top. Thinking like that shows that is installed in my head. Tom Young. I think, yes. It was Tom Young. He didn't discover it. Someone patented the discovery. He just used the discovery. Fuck, that's really what Young, he was a British immigrant who moved to Utah or whatnot. And he's the one that actually came up with the design or altering designs and making it a light bulb to more or less be way more advertising, because this is still like the transition of light and having light in the daytime, So with all that being said, more or less, yeah, he patented. Well, he didn't patent it. I think he got licensed to use the patent idea of neon, and from there, yeah. And that's crazy. That's like that. I don't think that's like It's like towards Look. Thomas Edison. I think it was Thomas Edison who came up with the idea. No, I don't think so. Yes. Smith created the flashlight for the for photographs and shit like that. This is Charles Piazzi. That's the guy I was talking about. Jacob Riz. This is the guy who created, not even created, he discovered neon. He was messing with neon or messing with nitrogen. He liquefied nitrogen and oxygen, and it left an intriguing waste that was neon. And he more or less projected this neon gas substances in a light bulb, and it projected a red color. And from there, he realized he had something special, and boom. But the beauty about this book is how one discovery, one invention, light in itself, it gave opportunities to so many things. Another example in this book is chloride water. What's his name? John Lang Liu. He was an American inventor or whatnot, more or less. He understood the water that we had was dirty. We need to clean it to more or less just give more health to the human beings around us. So he chlorated the New Jersey City water system. The nigga went to court, and more or less his evidence, not even his evidence, but his something to back up, or the reason behind what he did was to make sure, our waters are clean, you know what I mean? And from there, they tested the water. The water was way more cleaner than what it ever been. Some Miller and Coulter, I guess these niggas is, I don't know what type of terminology to give them. I guess they study the transition or just the water and its change in enhancement or just decline in health or whatnot, right? They realized it's no, I don't even think they study the water. I think they study the results of people and how people were living longer, children were living longer. Another thing, in this time, it was like for sure for one of your children to die, like around 1850s and shit like that. That's another crazy word. But yeah, and then with him cleaning water, making water more clean, it opened more public bathrooms, pools, and that's when the advertisement of like swimsuits and shit like that, and females wearing swimsuits that were showing like their skin until like the 1920s, 1940s, and that's because of John Lang Liu. You heard? Where the bro, like, gangsta. But that's why it's good to read. You realize it's people behind the social norms or not even consensual, it's the stereotypical norms that they try to project to you. You know what I mean? But yeah, stay motivated, stay living. Hoorah. I'm sorry, guys. It was George Cloyd. It wasn't Jacob Riz that not created neon, but used the liquefaction of nitrogen and oxygen to get the waste product of neon. Sorry.